played the alpha build for, and have to say enjoyed my time immensely, but it was very difficult for me to get into because look, you start out with nothing and it takes a long time to get going. So explain to the people out there who've never played the Long Dark before how this actually works.
Yeah, the Long Dark is a pretty challenging first-person survival game. Currently, the sandbox mode is playable on Xbox Game Preview and also Steam Early Access. And we literally just drop you in the middle of the Canadian wilderness with just the clothing on your back, and you have to figure out how to survive.
I could use this.
Our key design philosophy has always been to not hold the player's hand, so we don't really give you any help. We just put you in the world and provide you with all the information that you need to learn how to survive, but you really have to learn on your own. We have players that have managed to survive for hundreds of days, but after putting in hundreds of hours of playtime in to learn how the mechanics work and sort of get an idea of how the world is set up.
Right, because it takes a while to understand. Yeah. Also, there's some wildlife out there that are out to get you too. It's not just you and the outdoors; it's you and the wildlife in the outdoors.
That's right.
It's very real. I feel like
Canadian.
It's very Canadian. So what about gamers like me that honestly, after I die once or twice, I just kind of feel like, oh, why? What is the point anymore? Do you have a mode for us?
About 30% of our players were looking for more of a meditative experience. They just wanted to like wander through the forest and look at the sunset and not be bothered by the wildlife. So we created a mode called Pilgrim, which does exactly that. So any of the hostile wildlife just kind of leaves you alone. We tuned down all the survival mechanics to make it a little bit easier. And yeah, we have a lot of players that just play the game almost in more of a relaxation mode, which is really interesting because on the opposite end we have the stalker players who are going for that hardcore survival thing. And it's crazy that one game can be so many things to so many different people.
Especially a game like this, because it's really you're out there on your own, you're all by yourself.
Yeah.
How is the story mode going to work with this game when you guys roll it out?
So yeah, story mode is really a huge focus for us, and that's where the real game will launch. And the idea there is it's an episodic story mode, similar to what The Walking Dead episodic game did. So we'll be launching the first episode by the end of the year, and then we'll be releasing the completion of season 1 over the course of next year.
But it's not going to be the same Telltale style where there's quick time events. Like how is that going to work with the story mode and the gameplay?
Yeah, story mode is all the narrative content is layered on top of the survival mechanics that you're playing right now, but there'll be a lot of areas of the world that are brand new and they're just custom to story mode. So people who've been playing the sandbox mode for the last months will have a fresh experience. So they shouldn't feel worried about jumping in right now, buying the game, playing it, giving us feedback, because that's why we're in this game preview program, so that we can participate and have the community involved with the development of the game. And then when story mode comes out, it'll be a fresh experience for them with all new content.
Are you guys surprised with the way that people are playing this game?
We've been mostly surprised to discover that our very niche, artistic survival game is really popular. We've sold almost 500,000 units across Steam and Xbox One, which we never would have expected, and the game hasn't even launched yet. We hear tons of great stories from our players about these really emotional moments that they had playing our game, and they all emerged out of the experience. It's not narrative that we've created, it's their own player stories. So every day we get more stories from these people, and it tells us, we're really onto something.
I'm excited to jump back into this thing, especially with the story mode, really, and playing in the Pilgrim mode too, because clearly I would just like to. I want to just be Canadian. I don't want to get attacked by wolves, although I guess that's still an option.
It is.
When you're Canadian.
It is.
You can get attacked by wolves.
You can, and bears.
Bleeding all over the place.